I know y'all hear all kind of bizarre stories about this pimping and the things that we do and the things that we go through. And this is yet another bizarre story of how a young lady divorced her husband to be Freeze's 304. Let's talk about it. But first, wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain. Let's go.
But you want all this pimping you can't afford. Perform like a punk but wanna win his reward. Some suckers give you points but bitch you never scored. If you ain't paying pimping then bitch you getting ignored. Okay, I'm so sick of these.
So this story takes place in the state of Hawaii on the island of Oahu in the community of Waikiki. You dig? Yeah, man, we over there on that island with this one. And at the time, man, things going real cool for the pimping. You know, I'm over there with a couple of snow bunnies. You know, they tearing it off to a pimp, everything cool. And I come across this young lady because her sister, who was already active in the game, chose up with my partner, right? So at the time when her sister was in the process of choosing up with my partner, her sister brought her along to meet me, right? So man, she come along and meet a pimp, and you know, everything cool, and you know, she already know what it is because she know what her sister is about, and you know, she knows what the types of guys that her sister gets involved with are about. So naturally she would know what a friend of a guy involved with her sister would be about. So I'm the friend of the guy involved with her sister, so she know her sister messing with some pimping, so the partner is some pimping too. So she already comes to me understanding what it is, right? So at the time, she's still with her husband, but things is kind of rocky. And she had never been in a lifestyle before. She had never got down. She had never caught one date. She wasn't about that life whatsoever. But she come across Freeze, and you know, she just digging on Freeze. And I can't front. Initially, it was a lust thing. She really wanted to jump Freeze's bones real bad. And as we say in the game, the catching come before the hanging. So that's part of the way that I initially caught her, was by the appearance. She was mesmerized by Freeze's appearance, and you know, she wanted to jump Freeze's bones immediately. So that's what caught her attention and kept her attention, right? And by the way, this is a young Asian lady, as we say in the game, a chop chop, as the younger generation says, a ling ling, you dig? And her as well as her sister. So with me having her attention, by her being, you know, so physically attracted to me, you know, I let her get to know me as a man. And you know, she had never dealt with no pimp before. She had never been involved. I don't even think she ever had a conversation with a pimp before. So I used the leverage of her physical attraction to me as an opportunity to get her to know me and become interested in me as a man, get to digging on me as a man beyond, you know, just the physical, you know, let her know that I'm official and beneficial beyond the superficial, you dig? So man, you know, she getting to know me, we chopping it up, everything going real smooth, man. And then she lets me know that she's married, right? But at the same time she let me know that she's married, she's really digging on me at the same time. She's letting me know all of this, right? So by the seed having been planted in that way, you know, daily, a pimp just watering and nurturing that seed, trying to grow that seed into a redwood tree, you dig, of interest. So I'm still doing my thing, and then she ends up seeing my students that I had at the time already, and she sees how things are going with them. She sees how they being treated, and that's got her digging it even more, right? And I think what it was is the fact that, you know, she had been living the square life for so long, and she had been on the sidelines watching her sister participate in the game for so long, and her sister having prosperity in the game. That sparked her interest and made her want to get involved, right? So then when she met me and seeing how I was operating and all of that, you know, that piqued her interest even more, right? So yeah, man, things was going very cool. And then she tells me, you know what? I really want to mess with you, Freeze. I'm serious about it. You know, I really want to be down with you. I've been thinking about it, and you know, things ain't going too good with my husband anyway. So, you know, I really want to make that move. I'm like, okay, cool, right? So, needless to say, she got to, you know, make a contribution. But what I didn't expect, she came and did the unexpected. You did. I'll never forget, man. I was staying at a hotel. I want to say it was the Residence Inn. Like, if I was in Hawaii right now, I know how to get to this hotel. I can't name the streets and everything, but I remember the hotel I was at and everything, right? She came over to my room, and she started reaching in her purse for something, and I'm looking at her kind of curious, and she breaks out, bam, the divorce papers. I'm like, boy, if this ain't some pimping going on, man. She came and broke out the divorce papers on me and showed me, you know, that the divorce was in motion, and she was ready to come mess with my pimping. And she did the other things that she needed to do in order to get with my pimping. But that wasn't even a requirement. That wasn't something that I pushed upon her. I wasn't like, yeah, you know, if you come get with me, you know, you're going to have to divorce your husband, right? You know, you're going to have to go get the documents in motion and all of that. I didn't even do all that, right? Because her husband wasn't no pimping. So it wasn't like he was going to do like some married guys that we know in the game, you know, that got the 304 registered in their name. It wasn't going to be one of them type of situations you did. But she went through with that. Now, I can't lie. I was kind of, you know, I'm young at the time, man, so I'm kind of flattered by that. You dig? To me now, wouldn't be so impressed with it, because that alone don't mean that it's going to be a good 304, right? And yeah, she did that, man. And you know, from there we went to a few different states. You know, we went to Arizona together, we went to Vegas together, we went to California together. She had the nerve for the curb and everything, man. And it was a cool experience, man. You know, nothing but good things to say about that young lady. You know, everything was cool. But yeah, man, she really divorced her husband to come get with my pimping, man. True story. Just had to share that with y'all. Let that marinate on your mind one time. Freeze is it. Go ahead and put some of this good old love in your body like so. And of course, as always, long live the incomparable Sinful to P. We out. Dig this.
Yeah.
I've been stroking relentless to get waves like this. I spoke into existence for her to pay like this. In the trenches on a day like this, traffic consistent, and so I have to insist that she relay my chips. It's a trap with her name on it and my game on it. Any forces coming against this game, shame on it. Standing on my pimpin' from day one and remain on it. It carried me through every terrain and I gained on it. Experience joy and pain on it, sustained on it.
But getting back to this game that I never left.
Baby,